Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. It's a Thursday. That means we have Dear John Letters coming up later in the program. I'm always excited for that. We get to solve problems and save lives. Okay, I don't know that we've ever saved any lives. I don't even know that we've ever really solved any problems, but we do our best. So the one today is a sad Dear John letter.
Oh.
But I think we're going to have some good answers for them. So hopefully some resolution. We got a quote for today from Malcolm X. Be peaceful, be courteous, obey the law, respect everyone, but if someone puts his hand on you, send him to the cemetery. I think my dad told me the same thing. So I remember when I was a kid, he said, I don't want you guys starting any fights, but you have my permission to finish them. I was like, oh, okay. So anytime I ever got in trouble, as long as I didn't start the fight, I didn't get in trouble at home. So
I think that's fair.
I think so, too. Coming up, we've got some great stuff, and I didn't get in a lot of fights. I want to make sure people know I'm not tough. I mean, at all. So maybe we can talk about something that just happened here, but we'll skip that. I was trying to intimidate my wife, and she laughed at me. I'm so intimidating. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Thursday, April the 5th, National Nebraska Day, which I could have swore we just celebrated.
I thought we did too.
Maybe not. It's also National Caramel Day or Caramel Day.
Yum.
Didn't we just talk about this? Or maybe we're remembering last year. Because I remember saying caramel or caramel.
Yeah, this wasn't too long ago.
National Deep Dish Pizza Day, National Go for Broke Day, National Raisin and Spice Bar Day, National Read a Roadmap Day, National Burrito Day, National Alcohol Screening Day as well. So all of those
The other
things
day
going
when
on.
your mom was here, she made
what
the
was that?
best spice cake.
That was good.
And I'm wishing now I had kept some of it.
I had,
she took it all home.
It was good to see my mama and my, I had one sister and one brother here. I got a big family, but they weren't all here. But the ones that were here for Easter, it was fun. And by golly, did we have a lot of food.
Oh my gosh,
cow.
it was ridiculous.
We ate well. I don't know what, everybody brought enough food to feed 900 people. So it's like, wow, we're going to eat well. All of that fun stuff going on today, so celebrate accordingly.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. But first, a Florida woman awoke in the middle of the night with what she thought was food poisoning from a Chinese restaurant. And then she found out that it wasn't food poisoning. Guess what it was?
What?
She gave birth. She didn't even know she was pregnant.
What?
And she gave birth a few hours later. We know someone who had that same thing happen. She didn't think it was food poisoning. She just went in saying, I don't feel good. I don't know what's going on. I've been feeling weird the last couple days. And then she had a baby. And they're like, whoa, you didn't know you were pregnant? She said, I had no idea. I'd never been pregnant before. So
as somebody who has given birth, I don't know how that's even possible. But
well, everybody's different. So
yeah, I suppose.
I didn't know that you were pregnant until you told me. I remember that. It was really cool.
I definitely knew all the way along.
She's my wife, and I remember when she delivered me the good news, and you brought it to the radio station.
I did.
That was really neat. Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs. That's on the way.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. 20-year-old North Carolina mother, Brianna Ashanti Lofton, was arrested and held on charges of child abuse, marijuana possession, and contributing to the delinquency of a minor after she helped her 1-year-old daughter smoke marijuana. Bad idea.
Oh, my gosh.
Don't do that. She posted videos of the child puffing.
Oh, my gosh. What is wrong with people?
I don't know. Puffing on a cigarillo. The videos garnered millions of views online, led to the outrage on social media. Authorities were alerted of the videos, and she was promptly arrested. The newly released warrant mother said she was inflicted... What? Oh, it said the mother inflicted harm by having the child inhale marijuana smoke.
Of course she did.
More than once over a 2-month period. It started in December. The girl has been placed with county child protective services.
I would hope so.
That's really sad. Don't do that. I mean, that's a bad idea. If you're making bad decisions, that's one thing. Don't make your kids do it, too. I mean, that's just a bad idea. And don't even encourage them to do it. Encourage them not to. When I was a kid, my mom and dad both smoked, and I remember them telling us over and over and over, don't ever start. Don't ever start, and you don't have to quit. And I'm so proud of my mother for quitting. My dad quit the day he died. My mother quit like 10 years ago. I'm just so proud of her for quitting. And
it's been more than 10 years.
Has it? It's probably been, because we've been married 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, she probably quit somewhere around 17 years ago. It's been a long time. I'm proud of her. Anyway, this is what happens here when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Ryan Reynolds, he's from the big screen and from the little screen. Wasn't he on a pizza place show or something?
Two guys, a girl, and a pizza place,
yeah,
it was called.
Did we watch that? Or did you watch
loved
it?
it, yes.
I don't remember if we watched it. I don't remember it. But Ryan Reynolds denied on Twitter that his relationship to Blake Lively is on the rocks. I had no clue who she was, but you just had me watch a movie that she was in.
She's
what was it called?
adorable. The Shallows.
The Shallows, yeah. Heidi was like, oh, you got to watch this. It's so good.
It was good. Till the end. Then it got cheesy.
I was like, yeah, no.
It was good up
Pretty
until
sure
then.
that shark isn't going to hold a grudge, but whatever. Meghan Markle, her dad is reportedly terrified of walking her down the aisle, but he said he will do it to, quote, represent America. So there you go.
I'd be terrified, too.
I would, too.
What
The
an
whole world is gonna be
intimidating,
watching.
right?
I know. It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
And Taylor Swift is in the news. She made a surprise appearance at a cafe in Tennessee on Saturday night and sang 3 songs to a crowd of 40 patrons. Can you imagine just sitting in this cafe, having a nice little Saturday night dinner with your wife or your husband or whatever, and all of a sudden Taylor Swift comes in and starts playing? I think that'd be kind of cool. Really cool. This has been big
I would like to
screen.
see how my sister-in-law's dad would react to
yeah. He is adamant that she's not country. And I mean, he was yelling at me, and I wasn't even saying she was. He was yelling, she's not. I was like, I never said she was. I thought I was going to get violent. Fisticuffs. Come on, Dean. Calm down. Let go of my shirt. All right. Big screen, little screen. Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now your scoop of the day, courtesy of 49bydesign.com. Homeowners in Florida came home to find an 11-foot alligator swimming in their backyard pool.
Oh, wow.
How crazy would that be?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to catch the neighbor kids in the pool, but an 11-foot alligator? How do you politely tell him to leave?
Exactly.
That's a bad story. Speaking of crazy animals, take a listen to this. There is a book that just came out Tuesday of this week. I don't know that there was a need for this, but I know somebody that I'm gonna buy this book for. There's a book that talks about which animals toot. Grizzly bears, dogs, even cockroaches, they all do it. The book is called, I'm just reading what it's called, Does It Fart? That's the name of the book. The Definitive Field Guide to Animal Flatulence.
I guess I just assumed everything did.
It is a new illustrated book that came out this week. It lists a number of animals and offers some insight into animal digestion. So you're learning something while you're reading this. That is the perfect book for Charlie, don't you think?
Oh, sure.
I mean, he has made that an art form. Not that it's a good art form, but, you know, it's his talent. It's his special talent. Walmart is pulling magazines out of their checkout lines, at least some magazines, the ones that are from Cosmopolitan, because they say the covers are getting almost pornographic.
Yeah.
So I haven't paid attention lately to, when I'm there, I'm usually looking at the candy bars going, that looks so good.
That's your
drooling.
your pornography.
I'm drooling at Snickers. Oh, Henry. I don't see those anywhere, hardly ever anymore. I like those, though. But yeah, that's usually what I'm looking at. And then I don't get one, and I feel really good. I'm like, I have such great willpower as I'm rolling a cart of other bad stuff out to the car. A study shows a surprising number of women are not comfortable in the nude, even in front of their own husbands. According to the study, 1 out of 3 women just say no to the birthday suit for their partners in the room. 79% of women admit to reservations about showering or changing in front of other women in a locker room. And men, being naked is not a big deal. According to the survey, guys strut around naked almost twice as much as their female counterparts in any given day. So I don't think that's the case in our house. I think it's kind of backwards again. That's not my thing.
Yeah, I walk around naked all the time.
Not all the time, but I mean more so than me, because I'm like, that's not my thing. Especially, I just don't know. I'm always afraid that we've got a daughter that's 16. How off would it be for me to bump into her somewhere in this house if I was not
But you know what?
dressed
I wouldn't
properly?
change
Or
in
her
front
friends.
of other women.
You wouldn't?
No.
Okay.
Women are so judgmental. I would not want to be naked in front of a woman.
But in front of a bunch of men would be fine, is what you're saying?
A bunch of men. In front of you.
I'm just saying, you might want to clarify that. The way you said it.
No, but you just mentioned one of the things was they didn't mind changing in front of women. I was
Okay.
like, no, it's not me.
Well, this is a bizarre story right here. Wacky news, and that's what it said, wacky news, and this really is. A woman in the United Kingdom reported the theft of a small sedan from her parking spot, and then shortly after that, the car's owner recognized her vehicle being driven in a funeral procession.
Oh.
She called the police. They stopped the
Wow.
car and arrested the thief, who was a distant relative of the deceased, and stole the car because, hey, I had to find a way to make it to the funeral. So,
Wow.
well, at least he was paying his respects.
Yeah, I suppose.
Now, here's a story you've probably heard from 27 other people because it's been all over the internet. We talked a little bit about the big, $500 million lottery win.
Mm-hmm.
And then this story I think is really cool, too. A Canadian teen won $1,000 a week for the rest of her life.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of neat. Have we talked about this here? I don't think we have we?
I don't know.
I've been holding this story.
That'd be great.
I've got so many stories. I don't have time to get to all of them, but this is from last week. 1,000 Canadian dollars, which is like $774 US dollars. Anyway, this is really kind of a cool prize. It's for the rest of her life. So
Yeah, that's a great prize.
yeah. So and she just keeps getting a check for $1,000 a week, in perpetuity,
Wow.
which I think is really neat. That is your scoop of the day. We've got more great stuff coming your way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Do you have ideas for t-shirt designs, but you don't have a clue how to print them? Or maybe you'd like to have t-shirts and coffee mugs available to buy online with your business logo printed on them. There's a website that makes it easy. We set ours up in about 10 minutes. There's no sign-up fee, no minimum orders, no monthly fees. It's just a really easy way to put some cool items online for sale, and you get paid every time somebody buys them. You don't have to print or ship anything. Just sign up, upload your designs, and then let people know where they can get your cool stuff. More details available at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
Dear John. Dear John.
Kind of a sad letter this week, Heidi, but I think we're going to be able to hopefully have a good answer and maybe make somebody's day. We'll just get to the letter. Dear John, this is kind of a sad letter. My cousin, who is more like a brother to me, was planning on getting married this summer. He's never been married before, and he fell in love about a year ago. Sadly, his fiancée was killed in a car accident at the end of last year. I'm trying to decide what to do. The weekend of his planned wedding is going to be really hard for him. I had already taken time off work to go to the wedding, so I'm thinking of going somewhere and taking my cousin with me. Do you think that's a good idea, or should I just go be with him at his place? Or is it a bad idea to draw more attention to the weekend at all? Now I'm not sure what to do. Signed, Sad Cousin. Well, first of all, I'm really sorry for the loss of your cousin's fiance. That's really sad.
Yeah.
What a bummer. But the good news is he's got a great cousin because you're thinking about him, and I think that it would be really nice for you to do something. But what I think you should do, instead of asking us, you should reach out to him and just say, you know what, I already took some time off. Do you want to go somewhere fun?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or do you want me to just come hang out there? Or do you want to come here? So I don't know how far away you guys live from each other, but I would put the ball in his court and kind of let him decide. that would, I think, what are your ideas? What do you think?
No, I
Heidi?
agree with you completely. I think that you should ask him.
So do you think, first of all...
I personally would probably want to get away and go somewhere,
me
but
too.
I don't know how he would feel.
And again, I don't think, because one of the questions was, is it a bad idea to draw attention to the weekend? He's going to be thinking about it.
No, he's going to be thinking about it.
I mean, you can't tell me that weekend is going to come and go and have him and go, oh, wow, was it this weekend we were going to get married? And I didn't get to because she's no longer with me. It's certainly going to have plenty of attention.
He'll be thinking
drawn.
about it, and it'll make him feel good knowing that you care enough to ask.
And the good idea about maybe not being around is there may be some people who didn't find out that she passed away who are, planning on a wedding still. That can happen. I mean, you wouldn't realize in the days that we live in how easy it would be for somebody to not get the message. But we just had a story earlier this week where somebody sent a wedding invitation and it went to the wrong place completely,
Yeah.
And then they sent it back, which was really a neat story. But, so if somehow somebody was notified that the wedding is coming up and they weren't notified that the bride has passed away, that could be a really tough weekend.
Right.
So I think if it were me, I would reach out to your cousin. He may already have plans. How silly would you feel if you planned some big thing and then you find out
you're definitely going to need to talk to him.
that no,
first.
I already
There's
have
just
this
no
going
doubt.
on.
Yeah.
So reach out to him, and I'd reach out to him a lot between now and then because it's not going to be just that weekend, but every week that ticks by, I guarantee he's going to be thinking about that. So that's a tough one. But do you think we gave good advice today?
Absolutely.
Any advice you'd like to add, Heidi?
No, that's really the only advice you can give. So I think that's
Good
right.
advice.
That's very good advice.
We agree on something?
We agree.
That's nice.
Today.
It doesn't happen often. Hey, if you've got a question that you'd like to submit, maybe one that's not such a downer. I'm just kidding. Whatever question it is that you happen to be dwelling on, something that you'd like to just have an unbiased viewpoint, you can submit that to us through our Facebook page. I got to tell you, we reply to all of them, even if we don't reply on the air. Mm-hmm. There's some that I'm going, I don't think that's going to go on the radio, but we're going to reply to you no matter what. And if it's something that we can use on the air, we're still going to reply to you, and we're going to talk about it on the air as well. And then we always post these anonymously, even though when they get sent to me, I know who it's from. I come up with the signed sad cousin stuff. I come up with that thing. That's why they're usually pretty cheesy. But if you do submit a Dear John letter, we're not going to let people know who it is. And I've even had people reach out saying, is there something I can do? I'll connect with them, but I'm not going to give your info to anybody. Just not how it works. It's 100% anonymous. So, but if you would like to reach out with your question for next week, we're certainly open to that. How do they do that, Heidi? Where do they send it? What is our Facebook page?
Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
I was just checking to see if you're still awake. She got it. Ding, ding, ding. 2 points for Heidi.
We have several, so I was trying to remember which one. Which one did they send it to?
Where am I at again? What show is this? Who are you? If you'd like to submit your Dear John letter for next week, once again, you can send that to Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Recycling just one glass jar saves enough energy to operate a television for 3 hours.
Really?
Yeah, so if you just recycle one glass jar,
I recycle all kinds of glass bottles.
yeah, we can watch TV for months.
Right?
Yeah, we're
Doing
set.
my part.
There you go. Hey, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The cigarette lighter was invented before the match. How cool is that?
Oh, really?
You wouldn't think of that, but
No
yeah, the
way.
cigarette lighter was invented first, and then the match
No
came later.
way.
Yeah, way.
That can't be accurate.
It is accurate. And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The main library at Indiana University sinks over an inch a year. When it was designed, engineers failed to take into account the weight of all the books that would occupy the building, so it keeps sinking into the ground. So pretty soon you're going to have to get on like the escalator to go down and get a book, apparently.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, a couple of fun facts right there, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day. And our word for today is concessation. 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 What do you think a concessation is? Concessation.
Would it be to give in to something?
It is a noun. It's loitering. So if you're just hanging around, you're concessating, apparently.
Okay.
Concessation, to loiter in the verb
Loitering.
form. To remain in an area when you do not have a particular reason to be there. To linger or hang around in a public place or business where no one has particular or legal purpose. It is from the Latin concessatio, stopping or resting. So there you go. I've got a link to that and other interesting things on our Facebook page. So there you go. Concessation. It's today's grandiloquent word.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now some weird news brought to you by 49bydesign.com. Youngstown police were busy fighting crime and raccoons. Several scared homeowners called saying the animals were in their yards acting strange. Police said they didn't seem like rabies was the cause. They didn't know what was going on. The last few weeks, Youngstown, Ohio police have responded to dozens of raccoon calls, all with weird, strange, zombie-like behavior. The majority of the calls happen in the daytime, too, even though raccoons are usually nocturnal. There's a quote here saying, "I looked over there and I got distracted because I saw a raccoon coming our way." Robert Cogshaw said that, whose playtime with his dogs was interrupted by a feisty, sick raccoon last week. He put the dogs back in the house, but the raccoon followed to the door, which is very unusual. Once inside, the wildlife photographer grabbed his camera to document what he called extremely strange behavior. He would stand up on his hind legs, which I've never seen a raccoon do before, and he would show his teeth, and then he would fall over backwards and go into almost a comatose condition. He attempted to scare the raccoon away, only to find the animal was not really interested in leaving. So I've got a link to the whole story, which it goes from weird to even weirder, and I think that's bizarre. And sadly, they had to put the raccoons down when the cops got there because all these calls, there was nothing else they could do. They had to euthanize them.
Right.
So, sad story. Weird story. That's why it's today's weird news.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com. A frightened homeowner mistakenly shot a real estate photographer that she thought was an intruder.
Yeah, you were telling me about this
This is so
one.
bizarre. An incident report says that homeowner was sleeping in the bed when she heard a noise in her living room. She grabbed her gun. She went downstairs and shot this intruder. Well, it was not an intruder. A real estate photographer was filing suit now because he was shot by a frightened homeowner who thought her home was being broken into. Douglas County Sheriff's Office said the homeowner hired a real estate consulting company, and when they hired them, they were supposed to line all of this stuff up. Well, they lined it up with the photographer, but not with the homeowner. The homeowner got there. There were no vehicles in the parking lot. According to the info, he was supposed to just unlock the door and go inside, which he did. He should have knocked first.
Yeah.
And at least announced that he was there to let somebody would know, just in case anybody was home. He didn't do that. But now he got shot. Thank goodness he's alive. He got shot in the buttocks. The homeowner called and says, "I thought they broke into my house." The operator said, "You shot him?" Homeowner says, "Yes, sir." "Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." And all the details are on our Facebook page. Again, long story. But the good news is the guy's okay. And now he's suing the real estate company that hired him and did a poor job of communicating, apparently.
Yeah,
Again,
I would have too. But
it's not good.
somebody came walking into my house unannounced, they'd get shot in my house too. So
yeah, you just make sure. Again, I don't understand why he wouldn't have been shouting, "Hey, I'm a photographer. Anybody home?" Something. I got a story I could tell you about a time I almost got shot in someone's house. Maybe I'll share that here in a bit. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough, available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got some good news. Before we get to the good news, we shared a story earlier about a guy that was going to take photos at a house, got shot because nobody had told the homeowner. The guy is okay, thank goodness. And I was sharing that I had an incident that happened. This happened way back when I was like 18 or 19 years old. I worked at a furniture store, and we were delivering furniture to a place. There was a sofa that we're bringing in, and I thought, this doesn't match anything, and there wasn't a place for it. But on the note, it said just the door will be unlocked, go inside. So we go in, there's 2 dogs, I'm petting the dogs. The guy that I worked with calls back to the store, and I see a vehicle pull in the back. Well, our truck's parked out front. Mm-hmm. And when the lady walks in the house, we told her we're with the furniture store. She starts screaming and rifling through a drawer. And we're explaining who we're with, and she kept saying, "Get out of my house." And it was at that point I realized we're probably in the wrong house, which is why I said before, hey, the sofa doesn't match anything else. There's not even a place to leave it. So she was looking for a gun, she told us. She found out, she saw the truck out front, realized, oh, okay, they're not here to kill me and take my dogs or anything. But it was scary. And, when we went in the house, we announced, hey, we're here with the furniture store.
Right.
And there was nobody there. But again, this photographer didn't do that. He should have done that. Really should have done that. Coming up, we've got some good news to get to. And my good news is we did not get shot. And then we did get the right address, and we went to the right place. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Time now for some good news. We always like to wrap up with good news, and our good news comes your way courtesy of Odiva, the monthly subscription service for Ladies Monthly Visitor. All the details at radiosavings.com. We've got a star-studded Hilarity for Charity comedy special benefit for Alzheimer's on Netflix this week. This is really cool. This was shared with me because they know that I'm a fan of comedy, Heidi.
Okay.
Big fan. And I'll read this to you. It says, Hollywood's biggest comedians are getting together to raise money for Alzheimer's charities by doing what they do best, making people laugh. The Hilarity for Charity Netflix variety, which is really hard for me to say, is hosted by Seth Rogen, released on April the 6th. So that's coming out. Is that today? No, that's tomorrow. I don't know. I'm looking at my calendar here. So
yeah, it's tomorrow.
Okay. It's not just Rogen, though, who will be taking the stage. Impressive star-studded roster features names like Michael Chi, John Mulaney, Jeff Goldblum. Our son loves Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
I like Jeff Goldblum,
I didn't know he
too.
was a comedian.
Yeah, well, he's a funny guy. Sarah Silverman, The Muppets. Oh, I know somebody that likes The Muppets.
I love
It's
the Muppets.
She loves The Muppets. The Muppets. Sacha Baron Cohen, Nick Kroll. Who else on here? Craig Robinson. Allison Brie. I don't know. There's others, too.
I'm not really interested in any of those other than the Muppets.
Hilarity for Charity nonprofit movement was created by Rogen and his wife Lauren in 2012. Since the inception, the campaign has raised, you ready for this? Should I get a drum roll or something?
Go ahead.
It's kind of a weak little drum roll I had there. $7 million. That's a lot. They've raised some dough. $7 million for Alzheimer's research and care programs. And there's a trailer here, but it says, warning, I'm not going to play the trailer because there's things I couldn't play on the radio. So I do have a link to all the details on our Facebook page, but I'll throw that warning there as well if you're going to click on it. Probably a warning if you're going to watch that show, too, just so you know.
Probably.
But when you hear the names of the people that are on there, does that surprise anybody?
No.
No, I don't think so. Again, it's called Hilarity for Charity, and that's our good news for today. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.